Back here in Washington, the Democratic spoiler is back at work. Senator Joe Manchin announcing he will not support a Democratic economic plan as it currently stands. The New York Times calling Manchin's decision a, quote, crushing blow to President Biden's domestic agenda. Meanwhile, the White House response has been crickets, at least so far. The plan currently calls for increased climate spending and higher taxes for some. Manchin says the Biden agenda, as it currently stands, will only fuel the inflation fire that is sweeping the nation. Meanwhile, on the other side of the Hill, in the House, other Democrats, including Democratic Congresswoman Elissa Slotkin, has this to say about inflation.
I'm from Michigan, right? We're just kind of straight about what's going on. And I think people can feel and see spin, and I don't think they like it. And I think what we need to be saying is, look, we know that salaries, increases in people's pay is not keeping up with inflation.
I'm joined now by Republican South Carolina Senator Tim Scott. Good evening, sir.
Hey, Greta, good to see you again.
Nice to see you, sir. First, let me talk about President Biden's trip to the Middle East. A success or not, or something in between?
Greta, really is just a failure, literally, when you think about what the president's doing in the Middle East, primarily looking for opportunities to bring more oil home, when in fact what he should have done and what he should be doing is excavating energy here at home. We have the resources we need to supply our folks with the energy that we all need. And instead, when President Trump was in the White House, gas was $1.99 a gallon in December of 2020. Now it's over $4 a gallon. And this president refuses to let our folks here at home domestically drill for the energy we need. That, to me, makes his entire trip, especially his meeting with MBS, a failure.
All right, and I'm not asking you to be a spokesperson for the White House, but if he wants drilling more oil, why there and not here in our environment? It means jobs here. There are a lot of people who are opposed to more drilling, but if you're going to support it, why not here?
Greta, that's a great question. Thank God I'm not a spokesperson for the White House. But what I can tell you is, as a spokesperson for South Carolinians, we would love to see more domestically created jobs around our energy future. We would love to see the Keystone XL pipeline starting and seeing 600,000 or 700,000 barrels of oil coming to this country every single day. We would love to have a conversation about regulatory certainty and predictability that would allow our energy assets to be placed in the ground and seeing energy coming up. Literally, any of those signs would give more confidence to the marketplace, and it would cause prices to reduce, because when you know increase is coming, prices typically plateau and then they start coming down some.
All right, President Biden's agenda, domestic agenda, largely was this Build Back Better. It got killed, I think, last February, the first one. We got the slimmed down bill that now is being considered, or is being considered on Capitol Hill. But Senator Manchin, Democrat, is not getting on board. He doesn't like the taxes in it and some other parts of it. Is Build Back Better now dead, or can it get rescued, do you think, by the Democrats?
Well, Greta, I prefer to call a Build Back broker, because the truth of the matter is they must not understand what causes inflation. When you think about adding more fuel to the fire or more money to the economy, you're literally talking about increasing inflation. When you increase taxes on our corporations, on our small businesses, you're reducing profit and you're reducing the number of jobs that are available. So thank goodness the crushing blow dealt by Joe Manchin is a sigh of relief for the American people. We are far better off with the BBB being DOA, dead on arrival.
You know, it's interesting. I sort of wonder what kind of reception that Senator Manchin's getting among the Democrats on Capitol Hill, because he does gut the Biden agenda going into midterms. I mean, we've got the problem with inflation. We got the problem with high gas prices. Now the program that was sort of the hallmark of President Biden's administration, Build Back Better, is now, looks like it's not going to happen. So he goes into these midterms. But do you see Manchin ever in the Senate, and what kind of reception is he getting from his fellow Democrats?
Well, Greta, I see Joe almost on a daily basis when we're in the Senate. We get along very well. They should be patting him on the back and quietly whispering into his ears, thank you so much for making these midterms, instead of it being a bloodbath, so to speak, making it better for us. Because if what the Democrats wanted became law, we would have higher inflation, not 9.1%, highest in 40 years, but I would believe that it would be over 10% inflation. Think about this. Just 2 years ago, under the Trump administration, milk was $3.60 a gallon. We went to the store recently. It's almost $5 a gallon today. The truth is that with more money from the federal government being spent in this economy, it only increases inflation. And like you said on the way in, wages are not keeping up. You've had a net loss of spending power, even though the federal government has given away $4 trillion.
Well, you've recently said, I did a little research, that President Biden's administration is disconnected from everyday Americans, and I might think that that's sort of political talk, but for the fact that the president's approval rates are so profoundly low, and so many people think that the country is headed in the wrong direction. But where is the disconnect? I mean, who isn't he listening to? What isn't he doing?
Well, let me give you a couple of examples why I think he's so disconnected from the American people. Sometimes what the White House seems to suggest, please believe what we are saying, not what you're seeing with your own eyes. They said Afghanistan, it was a great withdrawal. What we saw was the death of 13 American soldiers and thousands of Americans stranded in Afghanistan. They tell us that the border is closed, but what we see is almost 2.5 million illegal immigrants crossing our border in 12 months. So every time they tell us, by the way, that inflation is good for the poor, for working class people, because their wages are going up. But the truth is that even though the wages have gone up, inflation outpaces wage increases, which means that you've had a loss of spending power. So these are three very clear examples on why the American people are shaking their heads, mystified by what this president does not understand about what they're experiencing. And if you're eating at any restaurant in this country, just ask the waitress at the table, how's it going? How does it feel to spend 8 hours of work just to put one full tank in your car? That was the experience I had just a few weeks ago.
Senator Tim Scott, thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Have a great night.